Wherever you wanna go, Job Squad will find a place for you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our podcast episode 3. There we also have Karen joining us, our Danish recruiter, and she lives in Asia.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for letting me join today.
This is our first guest, I will just mention. And welcome to see you again, Saren. It's we missed you in the last podcast.
Finally, yeah, it's nice to be back. I missed it. And now we have the bonus too, Kat. She's here, and we are looking forward to hear what you have to tell us, Kat. Where are you right now?
Right now, I'm in Sri Lanka. I've been here for like 10 days now. And I think I would say like 1 month.
Have you been in Sri Lanka before?
No, it's my first time here. So I'm still getting used to everything.
Nice. And how many days have you been there now?
I think I've been here like 10 days already. So I spent a few days in one city and then I arrived to the city where I'm now a few days ago. And it's really nice here. A lot of nature and nice people.
Have you seen any elephants yet? I know there's a lot of elephants on the Sri Lanka now.
Not yet. My plan is actually on Sunday. I'm going on a safari. So hopefully I will see a lot of elephants, maybe also some leopards. They're here as well. So I really hope I get to see some. But in this part where I'm now, no elephants.
But surfing.
But a lot of surfing. That's what I've been up to. Just working, surfing.
6 a.m. surfing.
Yes, exactly.
Love it.
That's so nice.
Amazing. All of your pictures look so amazing on Instagram.
Thank you.
You also have like one Instagram page only for like traveling, right? You are posting a lot from different countries.
Actually, I'm not using it that much anymore because before I had one personal and one travel, but everything I do is travel. So I end up posting my travels and my personal profile as well. So now it's just all in one. So
do you want to share with us your Instagram account name so people can go in and maybe see how amazing you're living abroad and all the beautiful places you go to?
Yeah, sure. My name is Karen K. Reindel. And yeah, I post a lot.
And I think you are one of the most like traveled recruiter that we have on the team. No one else comes to mind who has traveled so like constantly all over the world.
Every time we're talking with Kat, it's like, okay, where are you now? It's not like, how is this place? Because we never know where you actually are.
Actually, I've been to all 7 continents the past the past year.
Wow.
The past year.
Hat off.
That's amazing. And you still have a job. I mean, you work for Job Squad, as everyone probably guessed. How long have you been working for Job Squad now?
It's been 2.5 years now.
So you're one of the oldies compared to at least me.
Yeah, true.
Really? Okay, because I think you were here when I started.
No, I think when I started, you were already working for Job Squad.
Really?
But I think maybe like you've been here for like 3 years, no?
A little bit more. I'm the OG with Nikki. OGs.
No, but Kat, a burning question. You're so well traveled and explored, but what is like if you were to start all over again, if you were to move to a new country, let's say in Europe for the first time, where would you go?
I would say if I had to choose somewhere in Europe, I would say either Portugal or I would say Spain.
And why is that?
So number one thing is the waves. You can surf, so that's a very big plus for me. And I think like I've been to Portugal like one time, but it was many years ago, and it just looks so beautiful. Like I think a lot of our colleagues are living there, so every time they post something, I'm thinking like, wow, I really need to go there. It looks so beautiful. And Spain, because I love everything about like Spain's the Spanish language, everything. I also spent 1 year in Latin America, and I'm really trying to learn Spanish. So it would just be, a great reason to move to Spain.
Nice, nice. I can totally agree on the Spain. I've never been to Portugal either. I have to admit it's a bit embarrassing, but Spain, oh yeah.
I've been to Lisbon once, stayed there for maybe 5 days or something. I don't remember exactly, but it was such a nice city.
Very walkable city, I would say.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. Just a lot of hills.
That's the image of like what I have from Portugal, that you cannot really walk because it's so like hills and mountains and everything.
You can, but it's a little bit like it's like a training session when you go out. I was there when it was very hot. I think it was end of the summer season, but still it was super hot outside. And I remember every time we went out, it was like all the time because you go up, you go down, you go up, you go down, and it was, yeah. But still, Lisbon is nice.
So, Kat, I don't know if you remember our last podcast that Nick and me we just did, but we talked a bit about resumes, funny resumes, and how you what you should not and what you should do on a resume. Do you have any good tips for people listening?
So to be honest, I didn't listen to your last podcast yet.
Aww,
I will. I
now I'm
promise.
heartbroken.
I'm sorry. But
Yes.
so I don't know what you already mentioned, and
No problem.
I don't know. This is more like general, but I would focus on like putting the most important things. Sometimes I see people who put like an about me section, and I mean it's totally fine to do that. But then sometimes they just put a lot of random stuff like, oh, I really like going for a walk in the forest, and my favorite color is pink, and stuff like that. I think like keep it simple, maybe not add a lot of information that is not really needed. And then I think it's also important like how they CV looks. If it looks messy, it just does not give like a good first impression. So I always try to use like very simple layout and try to make everything look nice, easy to read.
Good answer. I think we actually said a bit the same, Nikki, but yeah, the structure
Yeah.
means a lot actually. It can look messy, and then I would prefer not to read it actually. If it's too messy. So yeah,
I also think that we have up on Job Squad website a resume tips, kind of like tips and tricks.
But also we even have the CV builder, so you can actually go into this and then just fill out your information, and they will like the website
Yeah,
creates
it just
the
takes 5 or 10 minutes.
yeah exactly.
One question, Kat. What is the craziest CV you've ever received? Do you have any like top, like number one, the craziest, the funniest?
Oh, I think somewhere I have like pictures saved of like funny things people put, but it's so hard to remember right now. I think it's just I had a few people who just put a lot of weird stuff. Like some of them are really bad in English, so they just put like in very bad English. They just make like a CV, but it's not even with the work experience. It's just like, hello, my name is Morten. I have worked in customer service 1 year, and I want this job. Please hire me. Something like that.
More like cover letter.
Yeah, exactly. And just like really bad cover letters.
Yeah.
I receive a lot of these. Also, sometimes from people from they apply for a Danish position, but they don't speak Danish. They don't speak English very well either. And then they just send me this cover letter, and I'm like, okay,
Like, okay, let me take it from here. What am I what am I working with?
yeah.
Oh God. I remember one time I received I think he was a Finnish candidate, and his CV was in English obviously, but he was very honest. I appreciate the honesty, but he was a bit too brutally honest. I think he wrote something like, I love hot women and I love gambling. I've lost shit tons of money. Like it was something like that. But it was like, okay, can I make some adjustment to this CV? Let's not mention that you love hot women or you like doing blah 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 things with women. It was something like very. I think I shared it with the team at the time, and I was like, what can I do here?
I actually just remembered one. It was recently. he had like maybe 10 different jobs listed, but all of them were only for like 1 or 2 months each. So I asked him to like maybe try to explain a little bit better. So he sent me a CV back, and then he just put like, for example, I quit this job after 2 weeks because the owner was really crazy and I hated him. And then next job, something similar, like, okay, I quit this job because I don't know, just like he was really hating on every job he worked in the past in his CV. So I was like, you don't want to send this to a new company, because if you're talking badly about every other company you've been with, it's not giving a really good impression. So
Kat, I wanted to ask you. So 2.5 years you've been working in JobScott. Where did you? I think Greece was the country actually started working abroad in, wasn't it?
exactly. So before I started working for JobSquad, I lived 1 year in Greece, in Athens. And I was working actually for one of our clients. So I was working in customer service for Google Business Profile um, at the office in Greece. So it was really nice. That's how I like started being into traveling, and why I wanted to afterwards move to other places as well.
So in the start of the podcast, we all talked a little bit about our first week of moving abroad. Never been living abroad. So how was your first week? Chaotic, funny?
It was a little chaotic, I think. So I remember I actually went with my ex. That didn't end up going very well, first of all. So I think the first week was all about like looking for apartments and stuff. I didn't like look into anything before I arrived. So when I was there, I was just like, okay, um, started looking after apartments and stuff. And when I went to Greece, I didn't have any help. Like at Job Squad, we of course help with everything, but when I went, I didn't have any company to help me or anything. So it was just a little bit confusing with everything. Like I also needed to go to the KEP office to get some stamps to fix the paperwork, and I couldn't find it, and I didn't know where to
But
go.
you did everything by yourself.
Yeah. So we ended up figuring out everything, and I think after a few days, it became more like, okay, chill. Now we've done some practical stuff. Now we can just chill and go out and explore a little bit.
Nice.
Can we talk a little bit about money? Because when you move abroad, Kat, for example, do you remember how much did you have money saved up front when you moved to Greece? What would you say would be the sufficient amount for people who are thinking about moving abroad? Because obviously it takes a little bit of money about the deposits, rents, comfortable living. So how much? What was your experience?
I always recommend like between 1,000 and 2,000 euros. First of all, you need to be able to pay for food, transport, and stuff like that the first month before you get your first salary. Especially like the first couple of weeks, I did spend a lot of money on food because I was staying at a hotel, so I couldn't cook my own food. So I think it's quite normal to spend a little bit more than you will do the rest of the stay. And also, the first month, it was a lot of like social events. I met a lot of people, so we went out to eat all the time, and we went out and stuff like that. So there was like a lot of things going on. So I did spend quite a lot of money in the first month. Then, of course, you also need to pay for the deposit of the apartment. I think personally, I paid like 600 euros. So it's not so bad compared to, for example, in Denmark, it's really expensive to pay the deposit. So yeah, I think with if you want to be like completely sure you won't need anything, I think 2,000 euros is good.
Yeah.
But maybe you can also like you don't have to spend that much money, I would say. But it also depends on where. I know in Spain it can be a bit more expensive for the deposit. I think I think you know
Yeah,
more about that than me, but I heard it's more expensive. So maybe you need a
definitely.
little bit extra.
And also, it depends a lot on your type of lifestyle. As you said, the first month you spent a lot of money on like food and social events and like networking, making new friends and stuff. So it takes a little bit money. The first month is always the one where you spend the most, I think, when it comes to moving to a new country.
Exactly.
But guys, if you have to choose freedom, money, or stability,
I think you can guess mine.
freedom, right?
That's all I want.
Same with me. Same with me.
I'd say also freedom. Obviously, money rules everything, but still, like being able to choose where to travel to and what type of life yeah, freedom.
But you also need money in order to have freedom.
Yes, exactly.
So they go together.
So if you think about like, okay, what does living your best life actually mean to you beyond this social media?
Definitely not stable. We're not stable people, I feel.
No.
We're just traveling and helping people traveling.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So Kat, our last question to you. What has this lifestyle taught you about yourself that you wouldn't have learned staying in Denmark?
Ooh, I feel like there's so much. Like it's been what 3.5, 4 years now, like living abroad, traveling. So, like I'm a completely new person now. Like I've been learning so much. I think first of all, you learn so much about like different cultures, and you get to see like how other people are living. I think coming from Denmark, where like almost everything is good, we have a very good system, we're very secure. um it's just crazy to, for example, go to Asia and see like how people live in Asia and how much of a difference there is between the culture and how they live. So I think I learned how to become way more grateful for everything that I have. And yeah, I think I'm also like be less judgmental in general when meeting new people. Um, and yeah, I became way more like independent and way more social. And my English has gotten a lot better. When I first arrived in Greece, my English was really, really bad. Like I almost didn't pass my English test in school. There's so many different things. Like in 3, 4 years, like a lot has happened. Like I see everything in a different way now, I think.
I feel exactly the same, and I think Nikki and Matthias thinks the same too.
100%.
And yeah, but we are so happy that you could join us. It means a lot, and I hope that we could inspire some people who listens to us. So thank you to our listeners out there. We hope that we could answer some of your questions. And Kat, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Kat. It was a pleasure to have you.
Thank you, Kat.
Thank
And
you.
go in and follow her on Instagram so you can,
Woo!
yeah, so you can
Shout
see.
out.
Shout out to Kat.
Maldives coming up next.
Wait, really? Oh my God, when are you going there?
In the beginning of next month.
Wow.
Jealous.
Sounds
I can't
amazing.
like wait for your pictures. Update a lot on Instagram, and please to our followers and listeners and candidates, go in and check out Kat is leaving. I also think Matthias and Nikki's profiles are open, but I think Kat has more to
Kat
deliver
takes the
right
win, I
now.
think.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for listening to us, and you can always send us feedback if you want to hear something special. We are here for you.
Alrighty. See you guys.
Stay tuned. On to the next one. Ciao.